The oldest known irrigation ditch in the valley was built by prospectors, not by homesteaders. Known as the mining ditch, it extended from Ditch Creek, and gave this creek its name, down to the Snake River, with several pits along the way. This was the easiest type of mining, known as placer, where alluvial sands would be washed through pans to look for precious metals. Digging the miles-long ditch, however, was backbreaking work. During the era of exploration and government surveys in Jackson Hole, news spread east about the wealth of precious metals in the West. Prospectors and miners began their journeys west on the heels of the explorers and scientists. Minor traces of gold led to conflicting reports about the mining success in Jackson Hole and nearby regions. Prospectors never found any fortunes in the valley, where only traces of gold were located, and Jackson was no match for the success of California and other areas of the West. Despite the misfortune of the prospectors, the valley began to be settled by permanent residents around 1884. When the homesteaders arrived, many came from the east, where rainfall was enough to sustain farming practices. Hearing about the plentiful lands of the West, they were surprised to find such an arid landscape. It would take several decades for irrigation to catch on. Dry farming, reliance on annual rain, was the primary method for raising cattle and hay. One community arrived particularly prepared for the arid conditions. The Mormons in the community of Grovant had come north from Utah, where dusty deserts necessitated the control of water. They chose the land beneath Blacktail Butte precisely for the irrigation possibilities, with the Grovant River nearby. They dug the first ditch in the valley used for farming shortly after they arrived in 1896. To the discerning eye, Jackson Hole's old irrigation ditches are still visible on the landscape. Most have been out of use for decades, but their telltale straight lines crisscrossing the landscape will be visible for even longer. The Mormon Row area is the best place to find these historic ranch remnants, where deep green grasses still grow in straight lines through the dry sagebrush of midsummer.